$2.5 billion. The Hyperlux are building the smart city. Hyperlux, for your information, comes from Singapore. That's why we have the best in terms of metropolitan city management. They have confidence in Nigeria, and they knew that we are doing very well. Again, in terms of good governance, we have inherited an IGR that is leaked because of corruption here and there. We are able to reform, and today we have increased our IGR by about 40%. From 40 billion, we are generating 150 billion every year, and that's why we are putting it in the system. Again, in order not to make it casual and ad hoc, he made sure he encouraged us to have a law, that is the property tax, and of course we are establishing the Abuja investment tax body, like any other state, so that we'll be able to generate about 300 billion naira per annum from the property tax that is not going to be put on the common man, but those highbrow areas in Abuja, like Maitama and Asokoro and other places, so that we'll be able to generate so much resources with the area council and exit from the normal budget. So many things have been done to make sure we provide affordable housing, social housing, because hitherto the conceptualization of Abuja is done in such a manner that only the highbrow are provided, but we are building 3 districts in Wasa and of course in Sawangida, so that we'll be able to provide for those workers who cannot use their salaries and wages because they are meager to access housing. Certainly, this is a milestone that we are doing. In terms of water, the water vendor used to be better than the minister in terms of giving water to the people. But when we came, a project that has defied all solutions, of course, we are able to really have a good, robust plan, a business plan, and we have the second Abuja water treatment plan that is generating additional 20 million gallons of water per hour. So we are generating 50 water for our need for the next 50 years under this gentleman that is keeping very quiet, and of course we are not making too much noise about it. The light rail is going there. Of course, by the time it is finished, our commuters will be able to come, and we are building 13 stations along the line, which many people do not know. For those of you that are familiar with the City of London, you can see Paddington. It's an old gamut of activities. Of course, the activities, the economic activities in those places can just be imagined. Environmental sanitation, we have improved it from where we have found it, because we have concessioned it, the provision of lighting and illumination. When we came, there was no light on the street. Even the road furniture were being stolen, but we are able to bring some law and order, and today Abuja is lighted, and it is our own delight. When you travel over the city of Abuja, it is something like the city of Dubai. Certainly, we have the industrial city and so many other clusters that we are really doing so much. In essence, what we have done is to bring good governance, to refocus our own bureaucracy under his own gaze, so that we'll be able to do it differently with minimal interference, without personal interest, in such a manner that it will be our Abuja, your own Abuja, that will be created and expanded in such a manner that will have the city that is envisaged by the forefathers of Nigeria, where you have a city that is for everybody. Today, the resettlement and compensation is attracting less friction and confusion, because we made sure the rights and privileges of the original people of Abuja are always taking the forefront. Let me give you a story. When we were to demolish some places in Papi, Mr. President called me and said, "Why are you treating these people? You have no any other place to give them. Stop it, because it is not fair to these people." This is the kind of leader that you have. And of course, when some people demonstrated along the airport, he called me and said, "Why? Why do you remove their market? You have really moved them from that place, but you have not provided them with an alternative." And that was true. But in the past, you know how demolition is being done. It was done with arrogance and impunity. People die because of it, but this time we are doing it through persuasion, and of course we are doing it with a human face. So we are building Abuja for you, Abuja that we will be proud of, and that is what Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has done because of the new face of leadership, putting a burden on all of us, because he never knew us, but he gave us that one rose responsibility that we are discharging for the next 5 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, FCT Minister Bala Mohammed. Time again, as always, is fast spent. What we're going to do over the next couple of minutes to maximize the live airtime we have, for those who have questions, let me see your hands up. Okay, can the ushers please just go to them? If you can, just scribble on a sheet of paper your name and your question. And of course, we'll correlate this with some of the social media questions that are coming through. Don't forget the official social media partner, that's at the Street NG. Please do follow them, and of course send in your tweets as well. Big shout out to them, and thank you for supporting this cause. Also to STV, NTA channels, AIT, and FRC Network for joining us on this live transmission, which kicked off at 6 p.m. We are still talking, hashtag GEJWinsIt, or at GEJWinsIt. Send in your questions. Unfortunately, we cannot take all the questions while we're transmitting live, but the session will go on. We still have one more keynote speaker, and we're going to have a Q&A as well for those who care to still stay behind. Big thank you again to all of you at home watching us this evening. A couple of questions coming in, but I think we have a short video for those in that unit, the no vacancy short. Can you please just cue that and get that ready? We have the SSA to the President on the School Agric Initiative. No vacancy. Dr. Baraka Sani, I have a question for her as well, but let's take the video and we'll be back after this.
No vacancy. No, no, no. Everybody. Shaking it. No vacancy. No vacancy. No vacancy. Everybody. Everybody. Good luck. If I hear say what you say, it will not be you. Oh yeah, Caribou. Nigerians, shine your eyes. For this 2015 election, look for the umbrella and vote for. Confirm.
Thank you very much. Let me just take this question quickly, and this one is going in the direction of Dr. Baraka Sani. It goes something like this. In the last 4 years, the National Industrial Revolution Plan, NRP, has greatly enhanced the value chain in agriculture. What do Nigerians have to look forward to in subsectors such as rice milling, sugar processing over the next couple of years?
Thank you very much for your question. First of all, I'm sure everybody knows that Nigeria is very proud of the agricultural sector. Mr. President is really doing it in that sector. Even the blind can attest to that, and that's why the farmers themselves called him the farmers' president and the grand transformer of agriculture in Nigeria. I want to go in line with what my brother has said, the FCT minister. I am really most grateful to Mr. President for giving me this opportunity to serve my country as his senior special assistant in the National Schools Agriculture Program. From this program, we all know that Mr. President is very concerned about the youth and he wants the young to grow, and that's why he started catching them young, putting them in agriculture. Some of the things we need to expect if we allow President Goodluck Jonathan to continue is, of course, a rice revolution. We all know that we used to have 1 billion naira export in rice daily in Nigeria. That amounts to about 365 billion naira. With what we have done, what Mr. President has supported in the rice sector, today we are proud to say that rice production has increased, and very soon all the paddy we need in Nigeria will be supplied by our farmers, thereby reducing the burden on our foreign exchange. Also, we all know about the revolution in the GES system, that is the growth enhancement support. We expect to see more of that, where farmers are supported to reduce their cost of production. Corruption is wiped, the farmers' data is created for the first time in Nigeria, and I'm sure that the e-wallet is a thing for us to be proud of, because even the World Bank is trying to get that system for other countries to adopt. Also, we are going to continue witnessing a reduction in our import bill. because now it has gone down from about 3.19 trillion in 2011 to barely just 635 billion naira. I'm sure Mr. President deserves kudos on that. Also, fertilizer application has increased. In 2011, we had about 13 kilograms per hectare of fertilizer in terms of application. And we all know what fertilizer does in terms of our output. As it stands today, fertilizer application has moved to 80 kilograms per hectare, and that is increase in our yield as well. This is courtesy of Mr. President's policy of supporting the growth enhancement, whereby fertilizer is given to farmers to apply on their farmland. We're also going to witness more growth of seed companies. In 2011, we had only 11 seed companies. Now, as it stands today, we have 134 seed companies, certified seed companies, and this is really a giant leap. We're also going to see mechanization jump from its place as it is today. We all know our young ones run away from agriculture because of its drudgery, and they find it as an old man's job. But now, with mechanization supported by Mr. President, at the first instance, he gave 50 billion naira to support mechanization. And we know the tractor density in Nigeria used to be low. Now, with this opportunity being given to our farmers, many people are going to join in agriculture, and we're all going to have more food products produced in Nigeria, thereby giving us a diversification we've been needing long before now. Mr. President is the only president that has been able to actualize diversification in its physical terms, in terms of moving away from a monocultural economy to a diversified economy using agriculture. Even the world bodies have recognized Nigeria's transformation in agriculture, so there's no doubt about it. We can't dispute it. We have really moved forward. Just that's why we're calling on more people to join us in moving forward together with President Goodluck Jonathan. And then my baby project, which is the National Schools Agriculture Program, came on board courtesy of Mr. President. He called me one day and said, we really want to get the young ones engaged in agriculture so that they can see how money is made in agriculture.
You've been watching a live broadcast of the presidential scorecard, Citizens of Nigeria. Ask ministers on policies and programs of President Goodluck Jonathan. Well, this is a much we can go as far as this broadcast is concerned. Coming up next is Politics Today. Please stay with us.
This has been a Live Channels television event.